What's up, Laybys? Welcome back to my channel if you are returning. And of course, welcome if you are new here. For those who are new here, my name's Lay. I am a 30-something-year-old millennial just navigating life in my early 30s and taking you all along with me. So definitely stick around for more. So today's topic is very near and dear to my heart because those of you who don't know already, I am a huge proponent of solo traveling, solo activities, just enjoying time by yourself. Okay. So I'm a huge proponent of that. I do think it's very beneficial and it's very important to have friendships, to have relationships, to sisterships, brotherhood, whatever the case may be. Absolutely, 100%, definitely super important. However, I also believe that having time to yourself and enjoying your own company is equally as important. Everyone has their own lives going on. Everyone has, their own thing. And I do feel like it is very important to know how to have fun by yourself, know how to be by yourself, and also not wait on other people to do the things that you enjoy or things that you want to try, things that you're excited about. And if somebody can't go with you or doesn't want to go with you, I don't want you to miss out on that fun, right? So I really want to start talking more about how to get out there, how to be more comfortable doing things alone, doing things by yourself. So today we're going to be talking about how things that you can do to take those baby steps if you are not at the point where you are comfortable enough to go and take that next step of solo traveling, going on a trip by yourself, but you really want to eventually get there. There are baby steps. There are things that you can do to kind of get yourself, work up the nerve to eventually go on that solo trip. So again, very excited to talk about this with you guys today. So without further ado, let's get right on into today's video. So one of the first activities on the list that you can try doing alone to get yourself ready eventually to feel comfortable enough to solo travel would be visiting a museum in your local city, local area. And the reason why visiting a museum is a great start, visiting a museum alone is a great start, is because museums, they are naturally quiet environments. And people really do stay to themselves in a museum. So if you're a person that struggles with feeling insecure about people watching you, and when I say this, I do want to note that people really don't be paying attention. So when we think that people are watching us and we think people are looking at us because we're by ourselves, I'm gonna tell y'all, I am by myself 90% of the time, and I do a whole bunch of activities by myself. Y'all, them people do not be paying attention. I can guarantee you they do not care. And if they do, they need to be minding their own business anyway. And it's people that you're not even going to see again. So if you're worried about stepping outside of that comfort zone because you're afraid of people watching you or you're a bit insecure about that, then visiting a museum is a great way to start getting yourself comfortable being out alone, being by yourself. At a museum, people are pretty much in their own world. There we go. People are pretty much in their own world in a museum. And you do get people that go to museums by themselves a lot. So you'll probably see a lot of other people there that are by themselves. And it can kind of give you a little bit more of that encouragement that you can do things alone and you can enjoy yourself. Because you're kind of immersing yourself in the experience of the art, the architecture, whatever the case may be, like whatever type of museum that it might be. So I recently went to the Balloon Museum. They actually are gone. It was in Miami, but I went while they were still in Miami. Now that experience was definitely more of a family friendly type of event. So I will be frank and honest. I did see a lot of people there not by themselves, sorry, with other people. So I didn't see a lot of solo people in that museum, but it also is a more interactive type of museum. And it definitely has more of that vibe of something family friendly. So I don't know if I would necessarily recommend that for someone as a solo person who's trying to get themselves out there because of just the nature of that type of museum. But as far as like an art museum, something of that nature, with exhibits and paintings and, things of that nature. I think that's a great idea to start off going to a museum if that's what you enjoy, if that's something that you actually would like to do. Okay. The next thing is to do something that has to do with self-care. Get more comfortable doing self-care activities by yourself. So if you normally go to get your nails done and you always go with a friend, or you always go with, like, maybe it's an activity that you do with your mom, or, there's one of your friends or a friend of yours, you all always schedule that time to go get your nails done. Oops, sorry about that, guys. My phone. You guys always usually schedule that time together. Try to do that alone one day. Try and go and do your self-care activity by yourself. Of course, when we're getting our waxes and things like that, we're always alone, in the room when we do things like that. But if there is a self-care activity that you do with someone else on a consistent basis, the first thing that comes to my mind is, of course, getting your nails done. Then I would try and go outside the box and do that by yourself. Do that by yourself because it's an activity that you do on a regular basis. It's something that you're familiar with. It's something that makes you comfortable. And if you're normally doing it with someone, you're taking that person out of the equation to get yourself a little bit outside of your comfort zone, but you're not just throwing yourself throwing yourself in the deep end automatically. Because again, this is something that you're comfortable with. This is something that brings you joy, brings you relaxation. So I feel like starting off with something like that can be very beneficial for you. And then you can kind of work yourself up to other activities and do those things alone. Okay. So far we've talked about doing a self-care activity alone and then going to a museum or something similar, an exhibit, art gallery, museum, kind of all is all encompassing in those type of things. This one is the easiest one, y'all. Start taking walks alone. It can be in your neighborhood. It can be in a local park. Obviously, you want to take the safety precautions. You want to definitely make sure that you're going in the daytime, not going and walking at night by yourself. So yes, taking safety precautions is first and foremost, but start just taking, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, y'all. This thing we're just going to put this here. Yeah. So taking walks, taking a stroll, you can honestly do it as a schedule, something that you normally do. Take a walk in the morning, before work, take a walk in the afternoon when you get home from work, take a evening walk, right before dinner, right after dinner. I know now it's getting dark quicker, so I wouldn't necessarily maybe suggest it after dinner time when it's dark, but maybe taking a quick evening walk before you start dinner or something like that, or before you start your evening activity. Because taking walks is something that you don't really have to be around a lot of people, but it also, it's going to give you a reason to be outside. Being outside is good for us. A lot of times it does make us feel good, just being outside, getting some fresh air, especially if you've been working all day in an office or sitting down in an office. So it's going to be beneficial for you regardless. And then second of all, there's not a lot of people necessarily around, but it gets you used to being by yourself. So the goal of these activities is to get you to be more comfortable by yourself. So that's what we're trying to do here. We're not trying to go from 0 to 100. We're just trying to get from 0 to 25, and then from 25 to 50, and then 50 to 75, and then 75 to 100. And 100 is when you finally get that comfortability to go and actually travel by yourself. And we're definitely going to do more videos on solo traveling itself, but just baby steps here. Just want to give you guys ideas on how you can be more comfortable just being by yourself, doing things alone, so that you can eventually get to that point where you're comfortable going somewhere by yourself, traveling by yourself, and just having that alone time in a different city, in a different state, in a different country even. Okay. So we're going to get there, but we're going to get there step by step, right? So yes, taking a stroll, taking a walk, even going on a run by yourself, all of that same thing can definitely help you get used to that time alone. And of course, like I said, just getting active in general for sure. One of my favorite things to do alone, love going to concerts alone. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's not to say that I don't equally have as much fun when I'm at concerts with friends or family. Oh, definitely. Absolutely. If it's a concert that my friend and I both, an artist that like my friend and I both love, oh, of course, we gonna have a time at that concert. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not saying that going to concerts is more fun by myself, but it is so much fun. It is so much fun. And to be honest, I cannot remember the last time that I had went to a concert with someone else, just because I typically will find out about concerts in my local area, like kind of last minute, or decide last minute that I'm going to grab a ticket and go. And I don't like inconveniencing people, so I don't bother asking. I will just go and grab my ticket and go alone, and I have a blast. And the reason why I recommend going to a concert alone as a baby step to get you into potentially solo traveling is because you can just be in your own world. And then also the environment. It's a fun environment. So nobody is worried about the fact that you're alone. If anything, people have been even more friendly to me at concerts, kind of seeing or noticing that I'm alone. I remember one concert that I went to, I think this one might have been last year, me and it was a girl next to me, and I think her boyfriend or significant other was with her. And by the end of the concert, y'all, we was jamming together. She was in videos of mine. I was in videos of hers. And we were just having a time. And I just feel like people just kind of gravitate towards me. I don't think it's a they feel sorry for me thing by any means. But it's just, oh, we see this girl. She seems like she's by herself. Like, let's have a good time with her, whatever the case may be. But it's just a fun environment. Like, everyone is there to have fun. So you being by yourself it's not going to be awkward. Like, when you're at a concert by yourself, it's not awkward. I would say that maybe at the beginning, when they're kind of, playing, the DJ is just playing music and you're waiting for the artist to come out and you kind of have that downtime. I mean, sometimes you might kind of feel a little bit like, okay, what am I going to do? Like, everybody, that's the time that everybody's talking to their friends or whomever they came with. Everybody's just kind of waiting around, and you feel like, well, what am I going to do during that time? What I would recommend is I take headphones with me almost everywhere I go. I typically have my little Bluetooth headphones that I take with me, and any downtime that I have, if I feel awkward or if I feel like I just need something to do, I will just get on my phone. And again, I'll take my headphones with me because that way I can even listen to music or scroll on TikTok or go on YouTube, watch a video or something. If you do feel like you might kind of feel awkward in those downtimes because you're not there with someone and you don't have someone to talk to necessarily pass the time, you can't really call someone on the phone because it's loud in the venue, then yeah, just take you a pair of headphones to have as a just in case measure. And again, I just take my little Bluetooth headphones. I still have the wired headphones as well. And those actually wrap up even smaller than the Bluetooth headphones. So that's another idea. Like, if you do feel like that downtime is going to be a little bit awkward for you, then yeah, just take those with you at the concert, and just, be prepared to be on your phone a little bit if you feel like, that it might be a little bit awkward for you. But what I can tell you is, once the concert starts, there is no awkwardness. You're going to be having a great time. You're not going to be thinking about what the person next to you is doing. You're going to be in your own world, vibing, having a great time, just dancing, singing, just enjoying yourself. So that's why I do recommend concerts or performances for you to just kind of be in your own world and do something that you enjoy, listen to an artist that you enjoy. And when I say performances, I also mean like a ballet. Now, that's something that I haven't done before, but at all, but I am putting that on my list for next year. is to attend a ballet performance. I love dance, love ballet. If you guys can't tell from some of my content. So I would also suggest that as well. Or even like a show, like an actual Broadway show or any type of show, even a comedy show. That is a great option as well. So not only concerts, but even separately performances, those are a great option as well, because you're in the theater or the venue. Typically the lights are low during the performance. So if you're worried about people looking at you or too much attention on you, I mean, people can't really do that when the lights are super dim and a performance is going on. So that is another way that you can kind of ease yourself into the idea of going to things alone and being alone. But again, we're easing ourselves into these things. So we know that we might feel awkward in certain occasions. So we're just getting ourselves used to being alone, getting ourselves used to doing things alone, doing activities alone. So performances are a great option to be able to do that. I would also include comedy shows as when I say performances as well. One thing that I did recently, and I am so happy I did this. So I recently at the last, well, no, it wasn't really a last minute decision because again, y'all, I am by myself like 90% of the time. So anytime I see something that I want to do, I know I'm probably going to end up going by myself. So this was not really a last minute decision, but I'm so glad I did it. I went to go see Marlon Wayans. So he is currently on tour. If you all haven't seen, he's been posting a lot about the tour that he's on currently. And he had 3 nights and like 6 shows when he came to Fort Lauderdale. And I went to that venue, that event alone and had a blast, did the meet and greet, got an opportunity to meet him and just had an amazing time. Could not stop laughing. And another reason why I do enjoy going to things alone is because I always seem to get good seats because they'll put me like wherever there's like, they want to fill the seats up. So they'll stick me, okay, we got 1 seat left here. I had great seating. I wasn't right on time, but I was definitely, there on time. But I would say if I had gone with someone else, I definitely wouldn't have sat as close as I did. Perfect seating, could see everything I needed to see. And the people that I sat with were just such gems. They were so sweet, say hello to me and just talking to me a little bit. Again, because I feel like I personally tend to experience people being nicer when I'm alone. And I'm going to say I'm the friendliest person because I am more on my guard when I'm alone. So I'm nice, I'm not friendly, but I'm not the friendliest. I'm not just like, oh yeah, I'm here by myself and I'm just I'm very they can obviously see if I come in with nobody else. But what I mean is like, especially solo traveling, things like that, not being so friendly where you're telling everybody your business and that, oh yeah, I'm traveling here alone or whatnot. That's what I mean by that. I do definitely, just because someone's friendly, you don't need to be telling them your business and all of that stuff. But I do find that people are pretty friendly when they see that I'm out by myself. So that was a great experience. So I would definitely recommend comedy shows, things of that nature, to have a good time and to get yourself kind of out of that comfort zone. Another thing to do, y'all, I know nobody's going to argue with me on this one, but going shopping alone, I go shopping alone, y'all. I know how tempting it is to call up somebody and say, girl, I need to grab this. Let's go to the mall, or, hey, I need a dress for this event. Can you come to the mall with me? Of course, we all love having people to go with us, especially to try on things and what do you think, how do I look, and all of this stuff. That's what FaceTime is for, and that's what taking pictures is for. So just try it out. Go to the mall. The next time that you need to go and grab something from the mall, just go by yourself and just see what happens. Trust me, you'll be in your own world, especially when you're on a mission, because okay, I'm going into this store looking for a dress, a black dress. I'm going in here looking for this, whatever the case may be. That way you're laser focused, you're in your own world, just doing your thing. If you don't necessarily have something that you need and you just want to go and kill time or browse, next time you do that, don't call nobody. Don't call nobody. You're tempted to call somebody. I was doing the motion of like shutting your phone, but clearly, y'all, we don't have flip phones anymore. But just hang up the phone. Don't send that text. Hey, girl, I'm going to the mall. You want to roll with me? Don't do it. Just try it out and see what happens. Okay, just see what happens. If this is not something that you've done before, if you are always going to the mall or to the store with someone else, when you're shopping or looking for someone, next time just try that out and see what happens. And let me know. Come back to this video and let me know what you think. How was it? But yes, going shopping by yourself is a great way to also get yourself outside of your comfort zone and get used to being alone as well. So overall, I think this can give you all a good start to being alone, being comfortable by yourself. And so again, the reason why I am suggesting these things is because I want to convince y'all to go on your first solo trip. I want y'all to come to me one day and say, Lay, I just finished my first solo trip and it was the best thing that I've ever done. And I'm so glad I did it. And I'm already planning my next one. That's what I want to hear from you all. From those of us who haven't done it yet, who haven't gone on that first solo trip, that's what I'm waiting on. But I understand, like, we all have to get comfortable, with being uncomfortable. And I think that is the biggest thing with solo traveling is you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You don't just go to, well, some of us have, but you usually don't go to doing nothing alone ever and then going on a solo trip. You usually do need to work yourself up to the point where you have been doing things alone. You're comfortable doing things alone. So now you're ready to take it to that next step, and that is traveling alone. So I do feel like that there are steps to get there. I don't think it's I talked about this earlier, 0 to 100. I do think that it is better to take those baby steps. I personally don't think it's smart to never really do things alone and then just all of a sudden one day go on a solo trip. But if you can do it, great. I just don't think that's necessarily the best thing to do, because I do feel like you want to be comfortable. You want to be as comfortable as you can within yourself to go and do things alone outside of your comfort zone, outside of your city, outside of your state, and even potentially outside of your country. I do think that helps just with being more alert, more just on top of things, and just navigating yourself, navigating the environment, to be as safe as possible. So I think part of that does come with the comfortability factor of being by yourself and just navigating things that you may not have ever experienced before, or may not have expected to happen, whatever the case may be. So I hope this helps. I can definitely do a part 2 if you guys want. I have definitely other activities and things that I can suggest for you all to do alone, but I think this is a good start for y'all to kind of just navigate having that time alone, because it really is so valuable. Again, we really do need our relationships, and the relationships are very important, the relationships that we have with other people, but our relationship with ourselves is really the most important one, besides our relationship with God. So it is something that I really want everyone to cherish and to just focus on developing, because I do feel like we don't focus on talking about self-love and self-worth and self-confidence and just loving yourself, your relationship with yourself. I don't think it's talked about enough. So this is not, the last video where we'll be diving into these things, but I hope it was helpful. Definitely stick around for more by clicking that subscribe button, ringing the notification bell, like, comment, and subscribe for more. Talk to you guys later, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.